but it's not the end of the world. So he is going Sephiroth. I like this matchup. I think there are ways to do it, especially with the side B where you can just tag out. But you have to basically play at almost full fair range and use those landing fairs and just make sure you're stuttering the timing so you can at least find ways to break open Gotham's defense.
Yeah, something else that's going to make a really big difference is Sephiroth has pretty comparable range to Min. He's not able to throw out moves quite as rapid fire from that range, but he'll still be able to maneuver around a lot more effectively than Min can. What he loses in rapid fire capacity, he makes up for with a much superior offstage game, being able to edge guard Min a lot more aggressively, and otherwise just being able to really control how he wants to play neutral a lot more.
Unfortunately, gets intercepted right there on a little bit of a pretty telegraphed recovery, but early wing, I think, is something that might play a decent factor in this matchup too, because we see Gotham at pretty low percents on their first stock. So capitalizing on the wing and making sure you're hitting Gotham off stage is a huge avenue of success.
Yeah, something else that's going to make a pretty big difference is whether or not chooryu can get a lot of these hits. Because right now, Gotham's doing a really good job at just not letting chooryu play the way he wants to. He's just getting intercepted a lot. Feels like Gotham's got a really good grasp on how choryu's trying to jump around him. He just hasn't been able to play neutral comfortably.
Ooh. Thought it might have been an SD there for a second, but chooryu does make it back. And your mouse spot on. Right now, Gotham is just able to play so safely around the range that chooryu is trying to threaten. Dash attack does clean up, but I think, to your point, it's just up to Gotham to use the correct arm. And right now, Ram is a perfect arm to threaten Sephiroth with, because if you get that strong smack attack, there's no shot he can survive this.
Wow, I'm a little surprised he got that, honestly. That was just an immaculate angle from chooryu. The problem is, you had to play the guessing game, and Gotham was just ready again.
And this offstage feels so skewed in Gotham's favor when chooryu lands just below the stage at almost like a 45-degree angle.
Right.
It's a perfect angle for Gotham to throw down Ram, let it sit, and then take him out.
Yep, that was such a good timing, too. Just not having to deal with the side B explosions. Perfect. He had the idea, if he just committed to it longer, it could have mattered, but either way, Gotham just very solidly controlled game one. His stage control is perfect, but most importantly, he was just catching his landings and disadvantage really well. chooryu wasn't allowed to breathe when he got hit.
Not even just not allowed to breathe, but it felt like any time he was off stage, it was a game over. So off stage is essentially a death sentence. I would be stunned if we don't see Cloud at this point. There it is.
Figures. Unfortunately, I gotta imagine offstage might be a little more volatile for chooryu, but he does have a lot more aggressive options he can go for. Cloud is definitely a lot better at just harassing Min up close, which could be the difference maker, because if he's just going to be dying off stage even with Sephiroth, then maybe the right play is just to focus on capitalizing more on what you do have going for you.
Yeah, and I also want to let out that actual limit is another equalizing factor, that if you're able to reset the stage with something like cross slash, or even deter Min, an aggressive option, it does give chooryu a different, possibly more consistent angle of victory, but now have to find a way back to stage. Burns the limit, man. Now it's going to be a pretty difficult game to get back to stage.
Really good stall with cross slash, though, able to keep things going. The main thing is just, once again, he's off stage and just dying.
It is so prudent for chooryu to take advantage of every interaction on stage.
Yeah, because Gotham is just so consistently not let chooryu live very long. He's doing good damage. He's maintaining his advantage state. And he hasn't been able to get early kills until right then.
Yeah, and even then, it's like 126 after the hit, where it's going to do 30
Whoa, what a down smash. That was so cool. But it doesn't matter if you're going to get called out on the platform like that. Gotham maintaining control of the set.
And I think what chooryu is doing really well is immediately threatening Gotham using the angle or the invisibility off that aim platform. All right, I have to take that space back and create a way to close that gap, but it just feels like it's too little too late, unfortunately.
No, the main thing is chooryu just has to do a better job at trying to specifically maneuver around a lot of these hitboxes, because Gotham's just got a really good read on his tempo. He's just consistently catching his options. The main thing that chooryu can do that I think would help a lot is just try and play a little more outside of the arm's range. Not necessarily for the purpose of doing something in particular, but just getting to watch a little bit longer and maybe scout options out better. Yeah, that's it.
That's it, yeah. And you know, that's a pretty good point that I think this is topping into we're working in the best of 5 territory at this point.
Yeah, chooryu at this point is at least got the possibility of being able to reverse 3-0, but it's not looking great right now. He's going to have to seriously change the tempo on a lot of his neutral options. He's just getting smothered right now.
It's not just that he's getting smothered on the neutral options. It's like you said, tempo doesn't just go to the cadence at which you're pushing buttons to threaten shield or keep your options and keep your advantage state going. One thing I think that even I forget is it also extends to how you're moving, how you're flickering your shield, how you're jumping, and Gotham has a full read on that. Percents don't add up at the moment, but now it just takes one small win for Gotham to create that distance, and chooryu has really limited options to try and swing at that.
I've always thought of tempo as being layered, kind of like Yomi, where let's say tempo 1 is just doing the normal, correct options you would expect. And then tempo 2 is when you know that someone's ready for that, and so you try and do options that beat the options that beat that. And it just kind of goes in an endless circle, like a lot of those things tend to do.
Yeah.
And it feels like Gotham is just super ready for tempo 1, but from chooryu, and he just hasn't really figured out how he wants to change it up from there. Gotham has just been covering the correct options aside from this good stock from chooryu, but he's still just getting smothered off stage.
But even now, you see chooryu does the rising fair off stage, finally goes to Scintilla to try and infuse, but I feel like you can't even go for Scintilla in this matchup, because if you do commit and Gotham says, I'm going to do nothing, now you're wide open to huge exploit on the side of the ball.
Yeah. Can he maintain some damage? Almost. He's so close, but one thing that's helping a lot is all this extra patience I'm seeing. chooryu looking nice.
It is uncharacteristic to see Sephiroth living at this high of a
Wow, what a perfect call out on the neutral getup. We might have ourselves a set here. It looks like Sephiroth is the choice. It's just the mix-up and tempo is just making a really big difference. He's not just going for all the traditional options, and seems like he's just throwing off Gotham a lot more.
And the up throw connects, and Gotham closes out of stock. I think part of that tempo is chooryu isn't necessarily building forward like you mentioned, as he's finally decided to slow down to a point where he's almost double jumping to take out the option from Gotham, and then poking in these lingering fairs to harass him.
Yep, really good shield there. The main thing is just look how well he's holding center now. For the first time, chooryu looks to have some control in the set.
Can't count Gotham out, though. And now this is the first time that it feels like they've been able to wall out chooryu for a bit, but I would want to stay off of Ram personally, because I think, Megawatt, excuse me, and just stick with the Dragon Spin out, and back there cleans it out, and choryu's on the board.
I love that he had that little fake out too, where he acted like he was going to run at him to entice some kind of response. Most of the time when people feel like you're going to run at them, they're going to try and jump over you or press some kind of button, and then you can just jump over that with back air. That was just a really clean little exchange there from chooryu, and they're going to go right back to stadium because honestly, why not?
I mean, do you expect anything different from this?
I have to imagine from Gotham's perspective, he just sees it as his own error. That's usually what it means when someone decides to go back. They're just blaming themselves and not necessarily stage. change the game plan, not the floor plan.
Yeah, that is honestly a pretty solid understanding of how I think Gotham's approaching this. But now, chooryu just pressing with a wall of backers. I feel like Gotham isn't really able to test the options chooryu isn't able to put out.
Yeah, really good positioning there. The main thing is, look at all this extra center control from chooryu. I think that's it. That's it. He's just holding it together. He's doing a really good job at just controlling center. He's making sure that whenever Gotham has to engage, he's taking more risks. And then when he gets advantage state, he's just chasing him a lot better and making sure that he positions his moves where even when it doesn't work, at least he can maintain advantage. But Gotham finally got a bunch of reads, a little more reminiscent of how those first two games went.
Yeah, Gotham doing a good job of just finding ways to extend, but I see chooryu measured distance with Gotham can't necessarily harass Nair or the ram ramp. Dangerous game to play upset. I like the idea of the Octo Slash, but how consistently Gotham is able to punish the off-stage.
Uh-oh. That's it! Another call out. This is advantage state from chooryu. He's finally getting the edge guards that I knew he'd be able to, but it just didn't quite come together before.
And wing is offline for chooryu, right? It's already gone.
Yeah, by the looks of it, but I don't think it really matters this much at this point as long as he can rack up some extra credit. Yep, that's 9.
Keep using these falling fares to
Yeah, I like the idea by Gotham to just try and, that's it!
Whoa!
Yeah, chooryu knew at that point that he had that, and he had no reason to delay, because even if Gotham was going to be able to get up B within range, he would have had to go forward enough to where he would have had to go through that. There was no escape at that point with the stock lead. That's just securing the game right there.
And immediately running it back on the side of Gotham. You have to think they're a little bit rattled in this position where you're up 2-0 with such a commanding game lead. You have to try and center yourself, go back to that game plan, and just kind of play out of the range where that fair is thrown. Because I think the arms can outrange it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The main thing that's going to be the difference maker is how effectively is Gotham going to adjust to how his disadvantage has been exposed, and can he just keep chooryu out as he did before? The main way that's going to work is just switching to this new tempo that chooryu has been doing really well. Chooryu is just not necessarily going for all the layer 1 options anymore, so Gotham has to try and go either layer 3 or something else if he wants to beat those.
It's not even just the layer 3 portion. I think the biggest thing is also respecting the way where you shifted up their defensive play and how they are respecting what Gotham is doing to put out pressure.
Big pop off in the background. Not really sure what happened, but had some hype sets at this Arcadian.
Oh, whoa. Relax. That would have been the call out to end all call outs.
He had it too. He was just a little bit slow on the trigger at the end.
And
yeah, he got greedy. chooryu feeling himself maybe just a little bit too much there. Maybe thought, I felt it the first time, let me do that again. I got it this time. Unfortunately, he did not.
But it almost feels like chooryu now starting to mind game themselves, where they're deviating away from that plan they've had in games 3 and 4, and they're still using these falling pairs, but now they're just going for these greedy kill options that are allowing Gotham to set up a tempo and be able to consistently poke away and wear down chooryu little by little.
Yeah, it feels like he's just trying to go in a little bit too much. Before, he was taking his time more, playing that mid-range and more consistently dancing around Gotham's range, but at this point, he's kind of just going in a lot more, and to his detriment, he's just getting hit. All right. That time, though, he waited it out a little bit more and was able to get a nice punish, but he's at quite a bit of a deficit now after some somewhat hasty decisions, but he can definitely bring it back as long as he just stays measured, calm, collected. Also, if he gets an edge guard.
Hold on a minute.
I think that's it.
That that is it. chooryu looking to reverse 3-0 this right now. Trying to find any way to keep their feet on the ground.
What a smart down air. That's a perfect example of a layer 2 option. I love that kind of thing so much.
Back row done it there?
I don't think so. I think he was just trying to catch him on bad DI. But at this time he wasn't ready for it, so it didn't matter. That's it. We got ourselves a very close game 5 all of a sudden.
Just takes a little bit to close up the side of chooryu. Keeping your spacing. Every single interaction from Gotham is massive damage.
He's like one good read or edge guard away at this point. But chooryu is at percents to where he's not outside cheese percent, especially with something with Ram Ram. Yeah, they haven't been panning out so much, but this is a very scary spot, especially with Ram Ram active like this.
Hold on, Gotham. Putting chooryu in the blender off stage. Able set up. chooryu swings back to the ledge.
This is so close. Oh my God! Is that it? That's it. That call out on the jump was perfect.
Wow. What a